Hello there, lovely people. I am late for my broadcast from the Red Couch this week, and that's simply because I have been down at our local hospital visiting a friend who had an accident, and that made me think about a few things. It made me ponder health and welfare and gratitude. So hang around and I will let you into my thoughts about those few things. But if you are new here, hello, welcome to my Red Couch. My name is Toni Kenyon. I'm a rock star and billionaire romance writer, and I live in Auckland, New Zealand. And I come to you once a week from my trusty Red Couch to talk to you about what's been going on in my life and what I've been doing with my writing, and maybe what's been growing in my garden, interesting things like that. So if you think that appeals to you, please do stick around and let me know that you're here, or if you are watching the replay of this, let me know in the comments where you're from. And of course, as usual, I love to see lots of those red hearts because I am a romance writer, and for me it is all about the love. And that's what I was thinking as we were driving back from the hospital, stuck on Auckland's motorway system in the traffic, pondering the fact that we just been to see somebody who had an unfortunate accident and has ended up having some surgery on their foot and has spent quite some time in our local hospital. And there is nothing wrong with our local hospital. We are blessed to have a wonderful functioning health service that takes care of all of our needs. But it's always, whenever I go to a place like that, we actually visited the hospital that I gave birth to my children in, and that has been an integral part of my life for the whole time that I've lived in Auckland. So it has some happy memories for me, along with some of the difficult memories that being around hospitals and illnesses and things like that often bring up for people. But what I often come away with after I've been somewhere like that is an overwhelming sense of gratitude for people in my life, for the love of those people in my life, for the fact that when I was stuck in hospital at some point, there were people who loved me enough to take a huge and massive chunk of time out of their day to come and see me, because it can be an exhausting thing lying there in hospital, becoming institutionalized, which you become very quickly in my experience when you're in an institution like a hospital. And it made me think about the fact that there are so many people in my life that sometimes I don't acknowledge how much I love them or how much they mean to me. And I also don't acknowledge often enough, I think, my gratitude for my own health. One of the things that I do every day is I have a dog, and most of you have met Bruno, and if you haven't, go and scroll through a few of my pages and you'll find some pictures of our wonderful golden retriever. And one of the things that we do with Bruno twice a day is we walk him. And sometimes I think actually he walks us. But walking is an integral part of one of the things that I do to keep myself healthy and well, and to keep my body moving, keeps my mind moving. Walking, something that I love to do when I'm writing and I'm stuck with a plot point about where to go. If I'm really stuck, there are two things that always work for me. Walking is one of them. Having a shower is the other. I don't know what it is. And walking by water works really well, because there is no way that I can walk along the beach with a dog and not have some amazing idea that resolves whatever plot twist I'm dealing with at the time. But I was thinking about how I take that for granted. To see my dear friend there with a leg up on the bed in plaster after having bolts and bits and pieces put through the bone, made me think about how just getting out of bed in the morning and walking is something that I take so totally for granted, because it's just what I do. And so I came away from my visit today being grateful for the fact that my legs work, and that they can get me around at the moment. And I don't know where it is for you in whatever part of the world that you're living in, but there seems to be an awful lot of negative emotions and negative thoughts and fighting going on in the world, which there often always is. And one of the things that I often have to do for me to keep me well and keep me safe is to insulate myself from those sorts of thoughts and that sort of news, and try and focus on the positive. And so coming away this afternoon and focusing on the positives in my life helps me to stay healthy, helps me to stay well. I think an awful lot of what goes on in my body, and I'm beginning to sound a bit woo-woo, but it's one of the things that woo-woo is one of the things that I do. I think an awful lot of what I feed my mind sort of infiltrates its way into my body and can be responsible for the manifestation of illnesses and very, very dark mental attitudes and places that I just don't want to go. So I like to always try and focus, and I think I've talked about this before, I like to try and focus on the positive things in life. So I decided this afternoon that obviously we were going to go down and see our friend, and I decided too that I was going to do the very best that I could to be a positive force. And I think that's the other reason, it's one of the other reasons I think that I love writing romance, because I feel like romance is a really positive force in the world. Love is an amazing emotion. Our Prime Minister has just given birth to her first child while she's in office. Dear little New Zealand has a woman Prime Minister who is showing women, lots of other women and young women, that you can have a powerful and demanding job, and you can also be a mother. And what I'm so aware of for our lovely Prime Minister at the moment is the overwhelming feeling of love that she is likely to be feeling for that little child that she's just given birth to. And it's often one of the things that I think about when I am up at our hospital. It always takes me back to the time that I spent there, the first days and the first week that I had with my newborn children. It's just one of the associations that I have with the hospital, which is probably a good thing, to be able to have positive memories around a place where a lot of people don't have positive memories. So what I'm trying to say is that I'm a firm believer in bringing as much positivity into your life and into the world as you can. And I hope if you take anything away from sitting and listening to me today, that you will be able to focus on something positive in your life today. I try very, very hard to find things to be grateful for every day. And I find that when I remain grateful, I have a much better chance at having a happy and productive day. And I much prefer living in a happy and productive place. So I'm going to leave you with those thoughts for this week. I am looking down the barrel at my weekend again. I hope that wherever you are in the world, that you are enjoying life, that you can find a moment, even just to get out a notebook and write down 5 or 6 things in your life that you may be grateful for today, because I'm always reminded over and over and over again that life is short, that you never know what's going to happen tomorrow. You just don't know what's around the corner. And my job today is to live today to the best of my ability, with the best attitude that I can have to living today. So I'm here to say thank you again for spending some time with me on my couch. I will look forward to hearing from you through the various channels that I'm in touch with you all about. We haven't even touched on the King Brothers. It's fun. Go read it. Go vote. And I'll catch you again next week. I'll see you soon. And don't forget to press the heart button for me, because you know that I all love lots and lots of hearts. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching.